We're running because we think student government should deal with student problems, right? So the things that we're trying to deal with are the things you guys already talk about in the dining hall, in your dorm rooms. Nothing too new or revolutionary. We're not trying to like solve every single problem that you have.
Kind of stumbled into the ASSU freshman year. It's a powerful tool that incrementally leverages the experience that you've gained in order to make an even greater impact. If you actually understand its internal workings, understand how to best make use of the kind of complex organization that it is, then you can actually have a large impact. Now, over the last few years, we've created Gaia. We brought people like Stephen Chu to campus. We've created Green Events Consulting, helped found things like the Union Underground, helped found things like SEDI, putting energy screens around campus. They don't know this stuff. They're diminishing the efforts of people like Sarthak Misra and Theo Gibbs. Our sustainability leaders are doing stuff. They might not know about them, though.
So, issues that confront me. First of all, this is empty. Thanks. The problem with that is that if there isn't anything that I care about, you know, I'm a smoker. Why can't I go to the coho here and blow smoke in a baby's face?
Dealing with student life issues shouldn't be outside the purview of the ASSU, right? So like, while you might think that better late night dining options might not be something that has a real vision, like, if that's going to be something that improves your day-to-day life, or like that you might want, then that's something that ASSU should be working on.
So there are a lot of issues affecting people at the kind of individual level where they'll have kind of acts of intolerance happening, and through the student issue resolvement, we're going to tackle that. At the macro all-Stanford scale, we're also tackling things in terms of sustainability. We've categorized it into 4 parts. Firstly, issues. We are reforming the executive action, the cabinet, in order to have a greater impact on the issues. Secondly, advocacy with things like the Civic Action Unit. We're going to make a difference there in the November election, things like that, advocating for students. Thirdly, student services. We're expanding, growing on the ones that exist. And then fourthly, about communities and the impact we're having there.
I have like some real quick ideas, like, and stuff we plan on spending money on is just like paying someone to help develop the textbook exchange to be more efficient, and then put the ASSU support behind it.
Okay, I just want to say, I don't know if they know Ilyas Karim. He's one of their classmates, but for free, he developed a textbook service that served hundreds of students.
The textbook exchange that I've never seen before, I think could really go a long way in reducing the number of books that people are buying. I think they're ramping up the reuse recycle programs that exist, would be really successful, and the ASSU could be a great conduit. Will and I obviously think that the ASSU, there's an important role in advocacy. We just don't think that that's mutually exclusive from working on tangible, concrete terms in your day-to-day lives. But one of the things that you have to remember when you're doing advocacy work, because that's such a nebulous term, is that you're working constructively with people. So we've done this like on behalf of community centers, on behalf of our dorms, on behalf of our student groups. But you just have to make sure that you're approaching this in the right manner, rather than just saying the word advocacy and leaving that as your platform point.
I mean, we're all on the same platform. You're all sitting here playing pretty clearly seeing that we're all on the same platform. We're on the same platform as the Daily and the Review. I mean, you guys can just open your eyes and take a look. We're all on one platform.
This next period, while will be a pretty critical time due to the November election, what we're hoping to do is identify real issues affecting students and perform bipartisan advocacy for them, work at kind of a state level, a local government level, and a national level to actually have an impact on these. This is an important issue. This is why we've been endorsed by the Stanford Democrats, proud to be endorsed by the Stanford Democrats.
I just want to quote for the rest of our time from the Stanford Review, how realistic is the Stanford Student Challenge? What is not possible for the ASSU to actually complete all of their action items delineated in the 40-pager. More importantly, I would like to question if some of these are indeed necessary and whether a lot of them would actually work out. For the most part, I'm afraid that if MDG gets voted into the ASSU executive, either I will never know what they're actually up to, or they will end up accomplishing nothing.
Robbie, thank you for reading a passage of the paper that endorsed you recently. Basically, yes, it was critical. Last year, there were a bunch of critical pieces written by people who had endorsed other slates, wrote absolute hit pieces on us, and I don't necessarily think that they should be taken out of context.
Stuart, how many iOS apps do you have?
How many do you have that cost more than $15? You don't have to answer that.
I'm looking forward to the more intellectual individuals in this community choosing to look at the math and to consider using it.
Absolutely, the ASSU can do a better job communicating with students.
But I think the ASSU does have it has the potential to make a large impact on campus. I think to make a large impact, though, it has to be relevant to students, and to be relevant, it needs to do something where it can leverage student ideas and concerns, and that's what we hope to do next year.